The next item we're going to talk about is working with milestones. Now, a milestone is essentially a marker. It doesn't require any work to be completed. You simply reach the milestone. So the more milestones you have placed throughout your project, potentially the easier it is to gauge where you are. How far along are you in your project? They are used as markers, so like I said, it can mark an event, right? Maybe we received permits on a particular day. We could use a milestone to mark that. We could use a milestone to potentially mark the end of a particular phase as well. So milestones can be utilized in many situations in your project. Let's go discuss how to create them.
Okay, so let's discuss how to add in milestones. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in some milestones to mark the end of a particular section. But keep in mind we can use milestones for just about anything, to mark an event, to mark the end of a phase, mark the end of a project, anything we want. We're going to use milestones as markers. They don't actually take any amount of work to be completed. You simply would reach a milestone. So as an example here, I'm going to insert a task like we learned how to do this before, just between these two tasks I have here, and I'm going to call this Phase 1 Complete. Now, if I just enter in the task name, that is what defaults to 1 day, which is not actually a milestone. So how I would make this task a milestone, or one way to do it, is to double-click on the task, and that's going to pop up task information. Now, if I were to go to the Advanced tab, there's a checkbox in the lower left-hand corner that says Mark Task as Milestone. So I'm simply going to put a check in that, then I'm going to click OK, and that gets marked in as a milestone. Now, one feature I don't like about this method is that it leaves the duration at 1 day. Which is not really true because it doesn't actually take any amount of time for this to be completed. So, a different way to make a milestone, I'm just going to insert another task here, is to simply switch the duration to 0. So I've typed in a task, I'm now going to switch the duration to 0. Easy as pie, makes a milestone. Okay. So both methods are acceptable. One will leave the duration how it is, whereas the other one simply you put in a duration of 0 days, and that then creates the milestone for your project.
So creating a milestone is as easy as that. All you have to do is enter a duration of 0, or I showed you the alternate method there of double-clicking and putting a little checkbox in the mark as milestone in the task information box. To be honest, probably the easiest way, though, is simply entering a duration of 0. That creates the milestone. We should utilize those in our project. They're great little markers to mark an event or end of a summary, as we've seen in our project here.